You ever feel like your brain just has a million tabs open at once? Yeah, me too. In this world of nonstop pings and notifications, being able to actually focus kind of feels like a superpower. So today, we're going to dig into a guide from a former monk that can help us all reclaim our concentration. So let's just start with the big question right out of the gate. Why? Why are we so good at being distracted? I mean, it's something we all struggle with, right?
Well, according to a former monk named Dandapani, the answer is surprisingly simple. It all comes down to this one idea. We become good at whatever we practice. So think about that. Our constant distraction, it's not some kind of moral failing. It's actually a skill we've been practicing and getting better at, probably without even realizing it.
So how much are we really practicing this? Let's break it down. The numbers might surprise you.
Okay, get ready for this. 13 hours. No, that's not a typo. Out of about 16 waking hours in a day, we spend an average of 13 of them practicing distraction. I mean, we're not just amateurs at this point. We're basically professionals. And, well, when you do anything for 13 hours a day, you're going to get really, really good at it.
Now, I know what you're thinking. The easy target here is technology, right? It's got to be our smartphones, the internet, all of it. But according to Dandapani, that's not really the whole story. The blame isn't actually on the tool itself.
Dandapani has this really powerful way of looking at it. He says, think about it. Every time your phone beeps, you turn to it and you go, "Yes, master, how can I serve you today?" And that really hits home, doesn't it? See, the point isn't that technology is controlling us. The point is we are allowing it to train us. Every single time we choose to respond to that ping, we're just doing another rep, strengthening that distraction muscle.
So, okay, to really get why this all matters so much, we have to talk about something fundamental, a resource we're spending all day long, and that's our energy. The absolute key concept to understand here is that your energy is finite. It's not an endless well. And look, this isn't just some philosophical idea. This is straight up physics. The law of thermodynamics tells us that energy can't be created or destroyed. So think about it this way. You wake up in the morning with a certain amount of energy for the day. That's your budget. You can't just create more out of thin air. All you can do is decide where it goes.
Which is why we have to start treating our energy just like we treat money. It's a finite resource, right? It has to be managed wisely, reallocated wisely, and most importantly, invested wisely. Every time you let yourself get distracted, you're making a little withdrawal from your energy account. So the real question becomes, are your investments paying off? Are you putting that energy into things that actually matter to you?
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem, right? We're practicing distraction and it's draining our finite energy. So how do we fix it? Well, to learn how to concentrate, we first need to understand a little bit about how the mind actually works, at least from a monk's perspective. So here's the core model, and it's a really cool one. Let's imagine two separate things, your awareness and your mind. Think of your awareness as this glowing ball of light that you can move around wherever you want. And then picture your mind as this huge, vast space with all these different areas inside it. An area for anger, an area for joy, one for your job, your family, even an area for what you're going to have for dinner tonight. Okay, so wherever you choose to send that glowing ball of light, your awareness, it lights up that particular area of your mind. And whatever is lit up, well, that's what you become conscious of. It's pretty simple, really. If your awareness is hanging out in the anxiety section, you feel anxious. If you move it over to the excitement section, guess what? You feel excited. So with that model in mind, here's exactly what's happening when we get distracted. Some external thing happens, your phone buzzes, somebody yells your name. Instantly, your awareness, that little ball of light, gets yanked away from whatever you were focused on. A totally new area of your mind lights up, and boom, you're distracted. And the thing is, we let people and gadgets pull our awareness around like this all day long. So if distraction is just our awareness getting pulled all over the place, then what is concentration? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the ability to keep your awareness, that ball of light, on one single thing for a long time. It's all about you taking back control, you deciding where that light shines, and you holding it steady.
Right. That sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it in the real world? Let's get into the practice, and you'll see it's actually incredibly simple.
Okay, you ready for the big secret? The solution is do one thing at a time. Seriously, that's it. That is the entire practice. So instead of practicing being distracted for 13 hours a day, you start consciously, deliberately practicing concentration, just one moment at a time. And the best part is, You don't need to go to a monastery or some silent retreat to do this. You can practice this anywhere, anytime. Like when you're talking with your spouse or partner, where is your awareness? Is it really on them, or is it drifting to your to-do list? When you're playing with your kid, are you actually there? Every single task, no matter how small, becomes a chance to practice.
You know, a question that always comes up is, okay, but how do I teach my kids to concentrate? And Dan Dapani's answer is so simple and so true. He just says, you learn to concentrate first. Monkey see, monkey do. I mean, it makes perfect sense. We can't really expect our kids to learn a skill that we haven't bothered to master ourselves. We have to be the example.
So what's the big payoff here? Why go through all this effort? It all boils down to one fundamental, life-changing truth. Where your energy flows, your life goes.
Remember that limited pool of energy we talked about at the beginning? Well, concentration is the skill that lets you take all of that energy and focus it on a single point. Instead of it being scattered like a broken sprinkler, you can direct it like a laser beam right at the thing you want to accomplish or create or experience.
And really, it all comes back to this one powerful idea from Dan Dapani. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is flowing. Think about that. Whatever you give your attention and energy to, that's what's going to grow in your life. So if your energy is always flowing towards little distractions, worries, anxieties, well, that's what your life is going to be made of. But if you can learn to direct it with intention, man, that changes the whole game.
So the practice starts right now. The choice of where you point that glowing ball of light, that's yours. It's yours in this exact moment, and in every single moment that follows. So the only real question left is, where are you going to direct your awareness today?